Big one.
All right, you got the UC Bearcats. I saw where John Rothstein must be in town to cover this game tonight.
I saw that too.
Oh, he's not going to the big game?
And he made the comment, he said, hey, look, UC could easily be 3-0 in the Big 12 right now. But as we know, they're not. They won at BYU, shocking then the number, 12 team in the country, if I'm not mistaken. They come back home, back and forth, great game, but lose to Texas. They go down to Baylor. They're without Aziz, and they lose to the Battling Bears by 3, 62-59. Play good defense, just couldn't put it in the hoop. So here we go again tonight. I mean, now you're starting a whole new run, right? Wes Miller said this the other day after the game at Baylor. Now all of a sudden you got TCU, and we mentioned their last 2 games, they've beaten number 9 Oklahoma, number 2 Houston. I didn't think anybody beat Houston. I mean, I knew they'd lose in the Big 12, but I mean that's a killer team, right? Yeah. TCU, just beat them on Saturday. So then after that for UC, if I'm not mistaken, they play Oklahoma at home, and then they play at number 2 or number 3 Kansas, right?
Correct.
Okay, so here you are starting the whole cycle over again. You just got finished with 3 ranked teams, and now you got 3 more coming up. And, this is one of those where I agree with you, Elliot, about, the way you feel about the team and the way they're playing and they're competing in the Big 12. Many wondered, would they be able to do that this year? They've proven they can compete and play with virtually anybody. But these 2 games this week, minimum, they have to go 1-1. Both of these games are at home to TCU and Oklahoma. They have to go minimum 1-1. And you know what? I'm not going to say they have to go 2-0 because you don't have to go 2-0. But if you've got to start making up wins on the back end of the schedule because of games you couldn't close out on the front end, that's what we talk about with the Bengals, it seems like, every year. And the Reds, for that matter, every year. They start slow, and then you're trying to play catch-up. Mm-hmm. It's hard to do. Mm-hmm. And so, and you don't know what injuries may occur. We pray that nobody gets hurt. But this is a big game for UC tonight.
It's massive, and it sucks that I think they're the hottest team in the Big 12 right now. So having them as our next opponent sucks. But I do agree with you, Tom. 1-1 is the minimum. I do think you can go 2-0. I think both these teams are beatable. I don't think Oklahoma. Yeah. I don't think Oklahoma is a true top 10 team. A true top 12 team. I do think TCU is. So this will be tough. I don't understand the spread fully. The spread, I think, is 3.5, 4 for the Bearcats tonight.
They're favored.
The Bearcats are, yeah. It's interesting. I will say we're going to need Aziz back. We do need a little bit of change-up pace down low defensively. It's still difficult defensively trying to guard the Big 12 big men. It's not the American anymore. It's not the American. So at this point, if you're able to have Aziz, you're able to put Jamil in there. I need Reynolds to be more confident offensively. He scored 6 points in the first 2 minutes, I think, or 5 minutes of that Baylor game, and then just didn't really contribute offensively the rest of the time. He did miss a lot of free throws, which again sucks. You know what they shot at the line against Baylor? Again, this is Wes Miller said free throws don't matter. Free throws weren't the reason they lose games. They shot 53% at the line again.
Not good.
So at some point, you have to do the basic things right. The turnovers were way down against Baylor, and the defense was incredible. We've had issues at various points defensively this season. They locked down one of the best teams in the nation. If you're able to continue that defensive efficiency tonight against TCU, you're going to win this game. You would also need Dan Skillings. If there was ever a chance for Dan Skillings, I thought Dan Skillings coming into this season was going to be our guy. He was going to be the scorer on this team. He dropped 24 against Baylor. If he's able to replicate half of that, give me 12. And I still think we win this game. Simas Lukosius can't go 1 for 10 again.
Yeah.
It can't happen. It's inexcusable. He's one of the more turnover-prone players on the roster as well, unfortunately. So if he cleans it up, again, I do think UC can win this game, and they can make a run. Reed and I were talking about it before the show. What would it take for UC to get in? And I really do think 8 wins. 8 wins in this conference gets you in the tournament.
I agree.
Assuming you don't SHIT the bed come the Big 12 tournament. But I do think if it starts tonight, I think you can go 2-0 here. And if you do, you would start 3-3. Assuming, again, I'm not going to assume a loss in Fog Allen, but let's just say I'm prepared for the loss.
You know, a lot of people are talking about, and you've talked about this, we've talked about this, the recent struggles for Day Thomas and how well at times Jizzle James has looked. Now, my understanding with James is the reason he's not playing more is because he doesn't guard. And that he's having a hard time guarding the opposing point guards in a league loaded with really good point guards. Now, whether or not that's 100% accurate or not, I don't know. But I think at least that's what I've heard as to one of the reasons he's not getting more and more playing time. Look, one thing they better make sure they do tonight, they better get back on defense. This is the number one fast break team scoring points in the country. Number one. They average 25 points per game, fast break points. The next closest team in the conference is around 17. So they don't have this monster big guy, they being TCU. They've got a bunch of guys anywhere from 6'3" to 6'8" that run like gazelles. And they get up and down the floor, and they've got a great coach. Jamie Dixon is a great basketball coach. I mean, he's not going to get mentioned up there with the monsters of the Bill Selfs of the world because he's never been in a program where you can win a national championship, to be honest with you. But the resources are there at TCU for them to try and start building this thing up. And the last 3 years, he's taken to the NCAA tournament. He's an alum, so he's vested. He's all in. And so you can rest assured that TCU will come in ready to play. But I'm with you. This is a game UC should win this game at home.
Elliot gets mad at me because I ask, but I mean it. When I was like, at what point do these close losses start piling up? Like if this is a game that I think I agree with you guys. They need to win. I don't want to hear if you lose on a last second shot that you competed once again, right? We're not going to do that.
Let's be real. Before this season, if you would have told me the first six games of the schedule we would have a chance at 3-3, I would have laughed at you. I would have laughed at you. These are top 15 teams, all of them, and we beat one of them on the road. So I would say as of right now we're overachieving beyond belief. And that's with a 1-2 record. If you win tonight, you're right back on track.
I agree.
You asked me when do the moral victories stop counting? That's if we don't win games. We're 1-2. We've won. We've beaten a top 12 team on the road.
Okay.
So that's what I would say. If we lose tonight in blowout fashion, then sure, we'll start having your conversation.
What if they lose by like 2 points again?
If we lose by 2 points, I'll have to see the free throw percentage. But if it's 50% again, I'll agree with you. But if it's not, whatever.
Well, hey there! Thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. I'll tell you what, if you like that one, you're going to love this one, and you're going to really like this one down here. You're going to like them both. Like, comment, subscribe, Chatterbox Sports on YouTube. Thank you very much. Have a great day.